you the officer in charge of the prisoner?
Soldier Narabuth, guard of the prison for 20 years, 7 months, and 14 days.
Bad job, I guess. Hey, do you know Prince Amir?
Stranger, you don't seem to be with the tour. What are you looking for? Don't you know it's forbidden to talk with soldiers while carrying out their duties?
Sorry, but I didn't mean to distract you. I just wanted to ask you if you know this man.
If you have a look inside there, you'll see what's left of him. He's locked in the cell, waiting to be hung.
What did the prince do to be treated like this?
Sure, a prince treated like a dog is something that has never happened before. Well, new chiefs, new laws.
Tell me what happened.
The chief of the tribe, as maybe you already know, has been shot. A rifle shot to the middle of his throat.
Where were you?
I was at the fort's entrance as usual, and I ran, but for what? His head was apart from the rest of his body, and nothing could be done for him. Later, 3 women were needed to clean up the blood.
What a terrible sight.
That's what happens when you're rich. If you stay in your poor hole, nobody comes looking for trouble.
And what does Prince Amir have to do with all this?
It has to do with the strange coincidence that the gentleman was just practicing his shooting around the corner.
Couldn't it have been an accident?
A nice accident if you inherit the leadership of the tribe. The prince had the right to the succession after the chief's death, since he married his daughter. But he couldn't wait. The chief was as healthy as a horse who doesn't want to die. Can you imagine him dying for the nice face of the little prince and his modern ideas?
Didn't they get along well?
It's not that. The king loved the prince. He did. But they couldn't understand each other. 2 hard heads, but each with his own ideas.
What do you mean?
The old man was made of the old style, tied to the ancient traditions. The young boy is a crazy one. He would like to do everything the Western way, and the king didn't like it.
Did they argue a lot?
Sure they did. Just the night before the tragedy, I heard them yelling. The boy sold some dromedaries without his permission, and with the money, he bought some kind of evil car. We get only trouble from you Western people. He was right, the old man.
How about you? What do you think about it?
Well, I'm not paid to think about his innocence or guilt.
Good. My visit is over.
That's fine. I don't like strangers.
You're very hospitable around here.
Stay out of trouble. We still use corporal punishment, and a couple of lashes wouldn't look that good on your pale skin.
I know what I'm doing. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
He is in real bad shape. Hey, you! Can you hear me?
Who's there? Aren't you tired of tormenting me?
No, I'm not one of the guards. I won't hurt you.
I can't see anything. They beat me up.
Listen, I'm looking for Amir, the prince.
You found him, or at least what's left of him.
I understand this is not the best moment to ask you this, but I need your help.
My friend, I think there's no one who needs help more than I do right now. But if I can help...
Do you know this language? Can you translate it?
I'd like to help you, but believe me, I can't even see your face from all the beatings I got.
Do you think there's anybody who will know it?
There is a man who can certainly help you. He's the holy man of Aghar Mountain. He can do everything except set me free, even if he does care about me a lot.
Why did they treat you like this?
It's barbarous treatment, isn't it? Maybe in your country they don't even treat animals like this.
Don't be so sure about that.
Well, if I was going to become king, as I was supposed to, I would have abolished these horrors. But somebody has made that impossible.
What happened?
A very cunning conspiracy. The king of the Tuareg tribe was shot just as I was shooting outside the fort, as I do every day when the sun goes down.
So it was natural to charge you with the murder?
By somebody who had their own reasons to do so. A few days ago, I married Lala, the daughter of the chief who was killed. And because of this marriage, and my royal family, I had the right to inherit the crown.
Evidently, there are others trying to get it.
I did not kill King Ibrahim. For me, he was like a father. His wisdom and his justice would have been mine in governing. Do you believe me?
I believe you, Amir.
Glories to Allah.
Can you prove that the murderer of the king is someone else?
If I could, do you think I'd still be here eating rancid bread?
Do you suspect somebody?
I know very well who'd like to see me dead, but how can I prove it?
Can I do anything for you?
Very little. But maybe...
Tell me. I want to help you.
Really? I think you may be the right person. Take this ring to Lala, my wife. Only with this will that saint of a woman trust you and help you in finding the guilty person.
I'll go.
I'll be thankful to you for the rest of my life, even if my life should end tomorrow.
I've got to go, Amir. I have a job to do here.
You two leave me to my destiny.
If I could help you, I would. Believe me.
Allah watches over you.
Don't despair.
I pray. Goodbye.
It's very romantic. Hello, young woman. I'm an English journalist. My name is Richard, and I'm here to find a person called Amir. Do you know him? He's a very well-traveled and highly educated member of the Tuareg village. My boss, the editor, he asked me to talk with him.
Stranger, you have his wife Lala in front of you. Tomorrow, you will have his widow.
Lala, I'm bringing you the sign of my friendship between you and your husband. Look.
This is the ring which sealed my marriage. Where did you get it?
Your husband gave it to me to bring you. You need to trust me, Lala. I'm your friend.
As Amir gave you this ring, which my father bestowed upon him to seal the wedding promise. You are, for me, my husband's brother, and I have to obey you.
Wow, she's a Mediterranean beauty. A real oasis in a barren landscape. Do you think that Amir is innocent?
My father's ghost appeared last night in the tent and swore to me that he would never have given me in marriage to an evil man. Amir is innocent. The real murderers are part of a conspiracy.
Let me enter the tent. I need to rest to think it over.
In this tent, no stranger has ever left his print. But you have my husband's ring, and I can read good intent in your eyes. Go in, but make sure nobody sees you.
Several pieces of a pot that has broken. The inside seem to have been covered in some kind of powder. Size and shape would suggest that it was caused by a bullet. Size and shape would suggest that it was caused... You can see the fort from... These pieces are useless to me. could smoke this like an Oriental sultan from the polluted air in London. Well, listen, you must tell me everything you know about your father's death. Where you were, when he was killed, and what you were doing.
You twist the knife in a wound still bleeding.
You have to make this sacrifice to save Amir.
I'll tell you. I was resting from the fatigue of the wedding ceremony. I was in my father's tent. I was waiting for my husband to take me for the first time to his tent. I've never entered it. Amir was in prison, and we haven't even kissed.
When the murder happened, did you notice something?
I was sleeping and dreaming about my husband. Suddenly, a crash awoke me.
What was it?
From the central pole of the tent, a sacred pot of the tribe fell. A pot where the chiefs from generation to generation conserved the colors to paint their faces before a battle. Now I know that this was the premonition of tragedy.
Thank you, Lala. I'll do everything I can to help you.
May Allah protect you.
Look at this. There's a bullet hole. Look at this. There's a bullet hole. Size and shape would suggest that it was caused by a bullet. This is the main pole of the tent. It holds the middle up. I'm only wasting my time here. I'm only wasting... Enjoying your meal, my friend? May I interrupt you for a moment?
You're already doing it! Get out!
I've heard about the murder of your chief.
Good! You can tell it to your grandchildren when you get old!
I'd like to know more about it.
What do you want from the Tuareg tribe, stranger?
I'm a journalist working on assignment in this area. We journalists, we're a curious race.
I say medalist!
If you prefer, were you present when it happened?
Unlike you journalists, I'm always somewhere else when trouble happens.
What do you mean?
If you really want to know, I was in the bazaar. See, I twisted my ankle. I was just having it treated.
How did that happen? It's puffed up like a balloon.
It's all because of that damn dromedary. He saw a snake, unsaddled me and ran away. I gave him many lashes afterwards. Now he's tied up out there, thinking about his faults.
Enjoying your meal, my friend? May I interrupt you for a moment?
What do you want again? I told you to go away. You can't come in like this.
I've got the impression that my presence here is not appreciated. I won't disturb you any longer. Goodbye.
Goodbye, pest.
Several pieces of a pot that has broken. The insides seem to have been covered in some kind of powder. Size and shape would suggest that it was caused by a bullet. It's an ancient case. I can't open it. There's nothing I can do here. There's nothing I can do here. Look at this. There's a bullet hole. Look at this. Size and shape would suggest that it was caused. Size and shape would suggest that it was caused by a bullet. This is the main pole of the tent. Don't think that would be wise. There is a bullet in the pole, and there is a hole in the tent. If I look in the direction of the bullet through the hole, I'll discover where it came from. Top of the fort is just in the line of the bullet's path. I don't think it's a coincidence.
Thank you, Lala. I'll do everything I can to help you.
Wait!
What do you want to tell me?
You're a man.
Yes, at least the last time I looked.
You don't understand. Let me finish. You're a man, so you've the right to enter the fort where my husband is kept prisoner.
So?
Take this food to him. The prisoners are fed with a horrible gruel, not fit even for pigs. Amir is only used to eating regal fare. He must be hungry.
I'll do it.
May Allah protect you.
It's the food Lala.
I've got something better than that horrible gruel they give you here.
Oh, how can I thank you? I haven't eaten in 2 days. It's impossible to eat this stuff without being sick.
This is coming from friendly hands. It's food prepared by Lala.
Oh, my sweet wife. Give me the food before somebody sees you. You could be punished for doing this.
Here, get some strength.
Thank you, stranger. You're like a brother.
They look strange. I wonder if...
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, stranger. How can I help you?
Actually, I only need some information.
Nothing can be denied to a guest of the Tuareg tribe. Please, come in. Have a look around.
Thank you.
In my shop, you'll find the most luxurious Oriental goods. Lotions to lose your hair, pigeons with wonderful voices, odorless perfumes, mattresses of nails and cactus spines, and...
Thank you, but I only wanted to ask you if you know Prince Amir.
Prince Amir? You've got the wrong man. For that kind of stuff, you have to go to the prison guard. But how about a sand croquet? It only costs 2 coins.
No,
Thank you anyway. It's getting late. I better be going.
Come back again, stranger. You can't leave our country without having tasted a sand croquet.
Your bazaar is really well stocked. You appear to have a wonderful selection of goods. How's business?
We've been merchants for 7 generations. Our clients are among the most illustrious. Would you like to look around?
If looking doesn't cost anything.
Of course it doesn't. Would you like a cup of crocodile-flavored tea?
No, thanks.
Here we have spices which you can't find anywhere else in the East, and which our women use to poison their husbands. Then, over here, the pewter samovar, and here the silver samovar. Ah, they are used for the crocodile tea. Very appreciated among the tourists.
What about these rugs?
I see that you have a good eye. Take one back home with you, and they will bring beauty to any home.
No, thanks. I don't think they would suit my home. But thanks anyway.
Then bring your mother some spices. She'll use them to cook very tasty meals.
Actually,
You immediately see a good deal. You're a smart guy. I suggest for you 2 jars of each of the 100 royal spices. A very good deal. They are on sale. And if you also buy a rug, I'll give you this scale pillow to rest your feet.
thank you, but actually, I don't need anything.
It's a deal, young man. The people back home always appreciate a scale pillow from a faraway trip.
It's hard to say.
Here, the prices are really good. Shall I pack everything together, or do you prefer 3 different packages?
I'm sorry, but really, I don't need anything. Thank you. Now I better go.
You won't find such scale pillows anywhere else during your trip, remember?
I'll think it over. Goodbye.
See you again, stranger.
This unfortunate incident is very serious for your tribe. What's going to happen now?
If you were talking about the chief's murder, it was deceitful and premeditated aggression.
Do you think so?
Sure, the Prince Emir had the audacity to break our sacred laws, but he'll be punished. But let's not talk about this. Do you want to buy something? Like maybe a bag of tar tobacco? A collection of gigantic butterflies? They're absolutely necessary on a long trip.
Who's going to rule the tribe now?
There will be long consultation between the people and the leaders. And finally, they will give forth a decision. The new chief will be elected by the Tuareg, not through inheritance. Try this mixture of dromedary-flavored herb. You'll never be able to live without it. Only 3 coins.
No thanks. I'm allergic to anything that has dromedary in it. Goodbye.
Damn tourists with no money.
Was your food good? Your wife, is she a good cook?
I must confess, my friend, that it was wonderful.
A young wife can sometimes overcook the meat.
No, my friend, the flavor was perfect. But the filling was hard enough to break your teeth. Look at this.
Wow! Your young wife is wiser than she looks.
Unfortunately, this lockpick is useless. The cell is so confining I can't reach the lock. Take it. If they find it on me, I'll only receive more punishment.
Thank you, Lala. I'll do everything I can to help you.
May Allah protect you.
Hi, how you doing? Nice day, isn't it? What's going on?
I'm studying the flight of the swallow. Is there something you want?
You know, when I was a kid, my dream was to drive a tractor just like this.
You don't say.
What are you doing here?
Nothing anymore. Everything is stopped.
Why?
The car park was to be made larger, but during construction, a woman from National Heritage arrived and said, "Stop everything! There's a find here. You can't dig any longer."
A find?
Right. Do you see that stone? Well, that woman says it's not a stone, but a find. In such cases, they stop everything. They send the workers home, and that's it. We don't know what they'll do.
That's a monolith.
Whatever. The fact is that work has stopped.
Well, how about you? What are you still doing here?
I'm trying to move this tractor back to the west yard, but I think the drive belt is broken since I can't move it. That's the end of a perfect day.
Big trouble, I guess.
Nothing compared to what happens when I tell my wife that I'm unemployed again. Perhaps I should send that woman from National Heritage to explain to my wife why this monolith is so important.
This will open. There's nothing interesting here.